I'll keep this short, he said, his voice calm but sharp enough to cut. You'll never amount to anything. The fork in my hand froze. My throat tightened, but I forced myself to swallow. I hear you, I said quietly. Lily knee pressed against mine under the table. Dad, please! He cut her off. Please what? Pretend this boy is fit to stand beside you? Celebrate ambition he can't even fund. I clenched my jaw. I'm working. I'm learning. I'll get there. From where? His laugh was bitter. Ow. A rented room, borrowed Wi-Fi and scraps. From gig apps. That's not a future, son. That's survival. I code at night. I deliver during the day. It's temporary. It looks permanent. He poured himself more wine. Failure often does. Anna set her fork down. You don't know him the way I do, he waved her words away. I know enough. I know patterns. I've hired men like him. I've fired them too. I'm not asking you for money, I said. You're asking for something far costlier, my daughter. I'm asking for respect, I said. Respect, he repeated, chuckling. Respect is earned. I know. That's why I'm here, trying. You're here because she begged me to invite you, he said. You're tolerated because she's stubborn. Fingers trembled as she reached for her glass. Can we not do this now? When should we? He asked. After he drags you through years of poverty? After you wake up realizing love doesn't pay bills? I leaned forward. I won't drag her anywhere she doesn't want to go. You already are, he snapped. Look at yourself, holes in your shoes, holes in your plan. Shoes can be fixed, I said. Men cannot, he replied coldly.
Ouch.
Become older boys. I set my fork down. Call me a boy again and I'll still keep my voice steady. Steady voices don't pay rent. I pay rent, I shot back. I live small, so I can build. Build what? Dreams scribbled on. Napkins. Code that solves real problems? He scoffed. Another app, another miracle. Lily's eyes softened. He's serious. I'm sure he feels serious, her father said. But seriousness isn't competence. Ask me about the product. I said, I don't invest in fantasies. I wasn't pitching you. Then what is this dinner if not a pitch for your worth? Maybe it's me showing respect by showing up, I said. Fine. And here's my response. I decline. The words stung, but I nodded. Then that's fine. He raised an eyebrow. You'll hear that word a lot. No, declined. Not enough. Better get used to it. Anna shoved her plate away. Enough, Dad. You don't know him. You don't see how hard he works. I see clearly, he said. I see a project disguised as love. Not your project, I said. He pushed back his chair slightly. Sit down when I speak. I know, I said firmly. I won't perform for your approval, then leave. Anna grabbed my sleeve. Don't, please. I looked at her father. I won't abandon her. His lip curled. You'll crawl back here one day, men like you always do. Don't. Crawl, I said. I build. Quiet men disappear. Your truth isn't universal. Maybe not, I said. But statistics don't scare me. 90% of startups fail. I only need one that doesn't. And when it fails? He asked. I'll try again. Stubbornness isn't strength, neither is fear. Lily's voice cracked. Why? Are you doing this to us? Why can't you just let me be happy? 'Cause I won't watch you drown, he said. I built my life so you'd never suffer what I did. I'll build mine, I said, my chest tight. I'll build it from nothing if I have to. Pain now doesn't scare me. It fuels me. Romantic slogans, he muttered. Real hours, I said. Early mornings, late nights, constant sacrifice. You think I'm weak, but you'll see. He leaned back. I won't be watching. We already are, I said. You looked up my LinkedIn last week. His face twitched. For the first time, he had no immediate reply. Lily's eyes widened. You did? Silence lingered, broken only by the clinking of his glass. Curiosity, he finally said. No, I said. Doubt disguised as curiosity. He wanted proof that I'd fail, and I found it. Maybe, but one day you'll find something else. He smirked. What? Success. From you. Yes, I said. From me. Anna squeezed my hand under the table. Her touch steadied me. I stood slowly, my chair scraping the floor. Thank you for dinner. You're leaving, Anna whispered. I have to, I said softly. He's not listening and I can't. Keep begging. Wait, she tried to rise, but I shook my head. Her father folded his arms. Good. Let him go. I looked at him one last time. One day, you'll remember tonight. And you'll regret every word you just said, he smiled. Cruelly doubt it. But as I walked out, felt his eyes on my back, heavy, doubtful, almost afraid. And though my chest ached, I whispered to myself one day, I'll prove him wrong. That night, his words burned into me like fire. You'll never amount to anything. I carried that sentence like a scar, like a brand, like fuel. And I swore I would never let it define me. I'm here, Anna said under the cafe sign. Tell me you didn't believe him. I believed he meant it, I said. I won't let his voice live in me. He confuses control with care, she said. I stayed because of you, I said. Your smile keeps my future from folding. Then make it with me, she whispered. Run away. Tonight? Soon, she said. I have savings. We can breathe somewhere he can't reach. I have deliveries, I said. Rent doesn't wait. One promise might, she said. No quitting, no lying. I promise, I said. And no shrinking, not you, not me, she said. I want freedom, not flight, I said. Then we mapped the exit, she said. It's not a sprint. I'm scared, I admitted. Good, she said. Fear means we're awake. We called me a project, I said. You're my partner, she said. Half each, she said. Carry it with me. I need rules, I said. Start, she said. No secrets. If I'm drowning, I say it. If I'm pressured, I tell you first, she said. Even if it hurts, I said. What about money? We budget weekly, she said. You code mornings, deliver afternoons. I'll pick up shifts. I hate you paying for me. Eat, I asked. You first, she said. You look pale. I'm hungry and angry, I said. Let's turn both into fuel, she said. Inside, coffee hissed. I ordered black. She ordered chai. We took the fogged corner table. If we leave, I said. What about your classes? I can transfer, she said. Messy, not fatal. You've thought this through. I had to, she said. He keeps trying to shrink you. I won't be small, I said. But what if I fail? Then we fail forward, she said. Not in secret, not alone. I don't want to waste your time. You're giving me mine back, she said. So dates, I said. 1 month to stabilize, 3 months to ship a beta. Add weekly check-ins, she said. Real numbers, no romance fog, cold metrics, I said. Warm hands, both, she said. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. Answer, she said. Why bring him? I asked when she said Daniel's name. Because he hovers. She said, he texts when my dad starts fights. I'm done with shadows. I want to deserve you, I said. Said, on bad days most? I will, I said. Even when cash thins. Especially then, she said. Tell me your scariest thought, she said. That loving me will cost you your family, I said. No, might, she said. But losing myself would cost more. I don't want to be the reason you bleed. You're the reason I heal, she said. Then we begin, I said. Tomorrow, she said. Budget, expenses, calendar. I'll build a dashboard, I said. Habits, savings, milestones. Make it pretty, she said. Motivation likes pretty. You're my first user, I said. I already am, she said. Daily active. Retention looks good, I said. Ship the jokes, she said. To just ship. If I win, I said, it won't be to shove it in his face. I know. She said it'll be because you kept your promise, and because you stood there. I said, while it stormed. Storms don't scare me, she said. Silence does. Keep talking. Yeah, well, I said. Even when words taste like ash. They'll taste like us, she said. Strong, a little bitter, still warm. Believe us, she said. We're the plan now. Walk me to the corner, she asked. I will, I said. Not to your door. I can handle the last stretch, she said. He can't police sidewalks. Outside, our shoulders brushed. If he forces a choice, I said, choose yourself first. I just did, she said, squeezing my hand. I chose the life that includes you. Hold me to the hard parts, I said. I will, she said. And you hold me to leaving when it's time. We won't run to escape, I said. We'll move to grow. That difference is everything, she said. Tomorrow, she said. Tomorrow, I said. She leaned in, forehead to mine. Breathe. I breathed, letting his voice. Leave me. Go, I said. Text when you're safe. I will, she said. Build when you get home. I'll start the list, I said. Budget, timeline, features. And one line on top? She said. Reason. I already wrote it, I said. Your smile. She laughed, soft. My weakness is you. My weakness is you, I said, feeling it turn into strength. Text me your first 3 tasks. She said. I will, I said. Budget. Login. Outreach. Good, she said. That's momentum. Start now, I said. Deal. Finally, she crossed on the signal. I stayed at the curb, hands in pockets, watching the horizon. Past the house I refused. Why didn't you answer last night? I asked as we sat in her car, windows fogged from the cold. I was tired, Anna said, brushing hair from her face. I fell asleep till morning. I pressed. Yes, she said quickly. Know how I crash after exams? You didn't have an exam yesterday? Her lips parted, then shut again. Fine, I was just busy. With what? Does it matter? She snapped. It does when I wait hours. Worried? You worry too much? Because you matter too much. She sighed, gripping the wheel, even though we weren't driving. I'm here now. Aren't. I barely, I said. It feels like you're slipping. I'm not slipping, she said, softer. I just need space sometimes. Space I can give. Silence I can't. Her eyes darted away. You make everything heavy? Because I feel it breaking. It's not breaking, she said. You're imagining cracks. Then why the canceled plans? Because life happens. I can't always revolve around you. I never asked you to, I said. Just be honest when you can't make it. She leaned back. Fine, I'll try. Try or do, she whispered. Still, doubt gnawed at me. 2 nights later, I called. No answer. Again, voicemail. By the 5th try, I left a message. Anna, where are you? Just let me know you're safe. The next morning she texted, phone died, slept at a friend's, stop panicking. I typed back, which friend? Deleted it. Paranoia, I told myself. She was mine. We met at the diner the next day. You look tired, I said. I didn't sleep much with your friend. She stirred her coffee. Yes. Which friend? Does it matter it does to me? God, you don't trust. Me at all? I do, I said quickly. I just want transparency. Then stop interrogating me like a cop, she said. I'm not interrogating. I'm holding on too tight, she muttered. I froze. Do you want me to let go? Her eyes flickered. No, just loosen your grip. I nodded, though my chest burned. Days blurred. She canceled another date, then another. I found excuses. For her, school, family, stress. But each excuse left splinters. One evening, I confronted her. Do you still want this? I asked as we walked under streetlights. Yes, she said quickly. Then why do I feel alone beside you? You're not alone. Then prove it. How? Show up. Answer. Be here. She stopped walking, eyes glossy. I'm trying. Can't you see that? I see distance. Maybe you're creating it by expecting perfection. Don't expect perfect. I expect honest. Honest, she said bitterly. You think I'm lying? I think you're hiding. She crossed her arms. Sometimes it's easier than explaining everything. And explain one thing.
Oh!
Were you with last night? Her jaw tightened. Just friends. Names? Why? So you can track me? No. So I can breathe. Her voice cracked. It was Daniel. Okay? Silence. My stomach dropped. Daniel. Yes, he needed help with something. That's it. Why didn't you just say that? Because I knew you'd react like this. Like this. Like someone who thought his girlfriend was faithful? Her eyes flashed. Don't twist it. It was innocent. Then why hide it? 'Cause you're paranoid, she shouted. I swallowed hard. Or because you're guilty. Her hands shook. I can't do this if you don't trust me. I can't do this if you're hiding him. We stood under the lamplight, breaths sharp, words jagged. Finally, she whispered, I love you. I stared at her, searching her face for truth. Say it like you mean it. I love you, she repeated, firmer, and despite everything, I believed her for the moment. Later that night, lying awake, her words replayed. I love you. But so did the hesitation, the silences, the lies. I told myself I was paranoid, that she was mine. That love made people complicated, not cruel. But deep down I knew I was standing on a cracking foundation, pretending it was. Stone, and the weight of her smile was the only thing keeping me from falling through. I pushed open the door without knocking. Daniel's apartment smelled of cheap whiskey and cologne, the kind of mix I knew too well. Dan called, stepping inside. No answer. Just muffled voices from the bedroom. I moved closer, my chest tightening. Then I heard her laugh. Lily laugh. Soft, familiar, twisted in the wrong place. I froze. My hand brushed the doorframe as I pushed it open, and there they were on her on his bed. Daniel beside her, clothes scattered, their eyes wide. The world stopped. Tell me I'm dreaming, I whispered. Anna sat up, clutching the sheet. It's not. Don't, I said. Don't you dare. Daniel rubbed his face. Bro, listen, bro. My voice cracked. You call me that now? It just happened? He muttered. Just happened? I stepped inside, fists shaking. That's my girlfriend. My best friend. Lily's voice was flat. I couldn't keep pretending. I turned to her. Pretending what? That you loved me? Her eyes flickered, not with guilt, but exhaustion. Yes. My stomach dropped. So it was all a lie? No, she said quietly. At first it was real. At first I laughed bitterly. What changed? You, she whispered. Me? My voice rose. I worked day and night for us. I bled for a future you begged me to believe in. You suffocated me, she said. Suffocated you. Begged for honesty. That's suffocation? Daniel finally stood, hands raised. Man, stop. We didn't plan this. You didn't plan to betray me. I barked. You just fell into bed with her? He flinched. Will, look, I care about you. But I care about her too. Care, I spat. You call this care? Anna gripped the sheet tighter. I'm sorry you found out this way. Sorry I found out. My laugh cracked like glass. Not sorry you did it? Silence. My chest felt hollow. How long? Daniel looked down. Anna didn't answer. How long? I shouted. 3 months, she whispered. I staggered back, as if her words had weight. 3 months. Daniel's voice was small. It wasn't supposed to shut up, I snapped. Don't you dare soften it. Lily's eyes glistened. I didn't want to hurt you. Then why did you? I asked. Because I was tired of lying, she said. You were tired? I choked. I was building my soul around you, and you were tired? Daniel tried again. We didn't mean for this to happen. You meant it every time you touched her, I said. Every time you looked at me after. He winced. I messed up. Messed up. My fists clenched. You destroyed me, Anna. Reached for me. Please. I stepped back. Don't touch me. Her hand trembled. I still care about you. Care? Care? I spat. You killed? Everything I cared about. Daniel's voice cracked. Hit me if you want. I deserve it. I stared at him, my best friend since childhood, the boy who shared secrets, games, first beers. You don't get to choose what you deserve. What do I get? He asked. Nothing, I said coldly. It's not my friendship, not my forgiveness. Lily, tears fell. I never meant you meant enough to hide it for months, I said. That's intention. I was scared, she whispered. Scared of what? I demanded. That I'd find out? That I'd see you for what you are? Her lips trembled. Scared of choosing, you chose, I said. Every night you stayed here, you chose. Daniel whispered, we thought maybe you'd never what? I cut him off. Never walk in, never suspect, never matter. He had no reply. I looked between them, my heart tearing. You both were everything to me. Now you're nothing. Anna sobbed softly. I didn't want to lose you. You already did. The silence that followed was worse than any scream. I turned to leave. Wait, Daniel said. Please don't walk out like this. How else? I asked. Shake your hand. Hug her goodbye. Thank you both for the lesson. He stepped closer. I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't glue broken glass, I said. It cuts deeper, Anna whispered. If you hate me, I understand. I don't hate you, I said. Hate who you became. Her face crumpled. I reached the door, my chest collapsing inward. Where will you go? Daniel asked. Away, I said. Far from both of you. You'll regret leaving, Anna said through tears. No, I said. I'll regret loving you. The words tasted like blood. I slammed the door behind me. Outside, the night air hit hard. My hands shook. My lungs burned. I called no one. There was no one left. I walked aimlessly, my mind replaying every smile, every kiss, every promise. All poisoned now. Her father's voice echoed in my head. You'll never amount to anything. Maybe he was right. Maybe betrayal proved it, but another voice, faint but alive, whispered, prove them wrong. Not for her, not for Daniel, not for anyone, for me. I clenched my fists, tears burning my face. I had lost everything in one night, but maybe, just maybe, that meant I had nothing left to lose. And nothing left to lose. I haven't seen you at work in 2 weeks, my boss said over the phone. I know, I muttered. Are you coming back? I don't know. Then don't bother, he snapped, hanging up. I stared at the silent phone. Another door. Slammed shut. Eat something. My neighbor called through the thin wall. I'm not hungry, I said. You've said that for days. I mean it. Suit yourself, he muttered. The smell of his cooking seeped through the cracks. My stomach growled, but I ignored it. Daniel's voice echoed in my head. We didn't plan this. Lily whisper followed. At first it was real. I buried my face in my hands. Shut up, both of you. Just shut up. But their laughter kept replaying. Knock rattled my door. Go away, I croaked. It's me, a familiar voice said. My cousin Johnson. I opened the door a crack. What do you want, to see if you're alive? Barely. He stepped inside, looking around at the mess clothes on the floor, dishes piled high. Damn, you're sinking. I've already sunk. Tell me what happened. You already know. I want to hear you say it. They betrayed. Me, I whispered. The two people I trusted most. And her father, he laughed when he found out. Johnson frowned. He actually laughed, smirked. Same thing. Said I told you so. I gritted my teeth. And he was right. Stop. He called me a failure. He called me worthless. And now look at me. You're hurt. Johnson said. Not worthless. Same thing. No, he said firmly. Worthless means you quit. You haven't quit yet. I laughed bitterly. Haven't I lost my job? Lost her? Lost him? Lost everything. You didn't lose yourself, he said. I don't even recognize myself. You will. I shook my head. I don't believe that anymore.
What?
Then borrow my belief, he said. For now. Silence hung between us. Finally I whispered, I can't eat. Then drink something, he said, handing me a bottle of water. I took it, forcing a sip. My throat ached. That's a start, he said. At night, I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. Why them? I asked the darkness. Why him? Why her? No answer. Just silence pressing down. You ruined me, I whispered to ghosts, and I let you. Her father's words returned like knives. Failure, dreamer, worthless. I whispered them out loud. Failure, dreamer, worthless. The words tasted true now, but another voice inside me fought back. Not yet. I pulled the blanket over my head and shut my eyes. For now, rock bottom was home. But maybe, one day, I'd crawl out. I stared at the bottle on the counter, half empty, half full depending on how much hope a man had left. I didn't have any. Another, I muttered, pouring into the cracked glass. My reflection in the mirror above the sink looked back at me. Bloodshot eyes, stubble, hollow cheeks. You're pathetic, I told him. The reflection didn't argue. I slammed the glass down. She took everything, he laughed. Daniel smiled, and here I am. The mirror stayed silent, but my own voice kept echoing. Failure. Dreamer. Worthless. I slammed my fist on the sink. No, I leaned closer to the mirror. Not anymore. You. Hear me? Not anymore. The reflection blurred as my eyes watered. You're done being their fool? Done begging for love? Done swallowing their pity? I gripped the counter, breathing hard. You've got nothing left to lose. Nothing. That means freedom. I heard. A knock on the door. Johnson's voice followed. Are you alive in there? Barely, I muttered. He cracked the door. You're talking to yourself. Finally someone who listens, I said, bitter. He stepped in, wrinkling his nose at the smell of whiskey. You're wasting away. I'm reborn, I said. He frowned. You're drunk. Drunk. Yeah. Hot. But awake for the first time. He crossed his arms. What do you mean? I mean I'm done, I said. No more excuses. No more believing their voices. No more begging for respect. Said that before, he reminded me. Not like this, I said firmly. No. This. Time it's fire. I feel it. Johnson eyed me. So what now? You just shout at mirrors until something changes. No, I said. Build what? By life, I said. From the ground up. From ashes. From anger. He raised an eyebrow. You sure anger's enough? Anger and clarity, I said. That's more than I've ever had. He studied me. All right, say you're serious. What's the first step? Work, I said. Not the kind that just pays rent. The kind that creates. Code, business, something real. You think you can focus like this? He asked. I don't have a choice, I said. When you've lost everything, focus is all you've got. He leaned against the wall. Then prove it. I will, I said. Starting now. Smirked. You don't even have a laptop out, and I'll dust it off, I said. And the whiskey. I glanced at the bottle. My chest tightened. It goes. You mean it? Watch me. I grabbed the bottle, opened the window, and poured it out. The smell filled the room as it splashed onto the alley pavement below. Johnson whistled. Damn, that's new. I faced the mirror again. You hear that? I asked my reflection. No more drowning. Johnson shook his head. You're still weird. I'm alive, I said. That's enough. He clapped my shoulder. Then make it count. I nodded. From this night on, I swear no one calls me failure again. You think Anna or her father will notice? He asked. I don't care if they notice, I said. This isn't for them, it's for me. He smiled faintly. Good answer. I straightened, wiping my face. Tomorrow I start. Tonight I decide. Decide what? That I'm not broken. I'm rebuilding. Johnson studied me. You sound different. I feel different, I said. Pain burned everything false away. What's left is real. He nodded slowly. Then maybe rock bottom was the start, not the end. Exactly. I said they thought they buried me. But I'm seed, not stone. Johnson laughed. Look at you spitting quotes already. Not quotes, I said. Truth. He headed for the door. Then sleep. Tomorrow's waiting. I looked back at the mirror one last time. My reflection still looked broken, but something flickered in his eyes. Something fierce. I'm coming back, I whispered. Stronger, smarter, harder. The reflection nodded. Or maybe it was just me. Either way, I believed it. For the first time since the betrayal, I believed it up already. Johnson asked, rubbing his eyes as he passed my desk. Didn't sleep, I said, tapping lines of code. Deadlines don't. Shh. You don't even have clients yet? I will, I said. But the product has to breathe first. He peered. At my screen, what is it? Platform for freelancers. Smarter matching, less scams. He smirked. It's built from the guy who just got scammed by life. Exactly, I said. Pain makes design sharper. And the bills, he asked. I deliver packages after lunch. Nights are mine. You're killing yourself. I'm resurrecting myself, I corrected. Weeks blurred. My desk became battlefield coffee stains, notebooks full of crossed-out logic. Why restart again? Johnson asked one night. Bug in the database layer, I muttered. Couldn't you patch it? Patch rots? Build clean? He studied me. You sound obsessed, I said. Obsession is how failure turns into proof. Client came from a forum. Can you deliver? He asked, on call. Yes, I said, even though doubt chewed my gut. How long? 2 weeks. You sure? I don't miss deadlines. I lied. He laughed. We'll see. When the call ended, I dropped my head in my hands. 2 weeks. God help me. Johnson leaned over the couch. What if you fail? Then I fail forward. 2 weeks later, I hit send. You actually did it, Johnson? Asked why died. Done, I said, my voice hoarse. The client emailed back within an hour. Impressive. Payment sent. More work coming. I stared at the words. John shook. Johnson clapped my shoulder. Told you. No, I whispered. I told me. Days became months. Clients stacked. Reputation grew. Another all-nighter, Johnson asked. 3 in a row, I admitted. You're insane. I'm alive, I said. Every dollar is proof. Proof to who? Ooh. Myself, I said. One night he asked, do you miss her? I froze. Every day, then why not call? Because missing her isn't weakness. Needing her back would be. You really believe that? Have to? I said. He nodded. Fair. By month 6, my bank account showed numbers I'd never seen before. Look at that, Johnson said, pointing at the screen. I exhaled slowly. Surreal? Still feel like a failure? I shook my head. Not tonight. And tomorrow. Tomorrow. I grind again. He laughed. Man possessed. Man rebuilding, I corrected. Every client call sharpened me. Why you? One asks because I won't quit, I answered. Everyone says that. Everyone hasn't bled like me, I said. He hired me. Nights still hurt. Sometimes I saw Lily's face in the glow of the screen, Daniel's laugh in the static of my headphones. You're not here, I told the ghosts. You don't own me anymore? The keyboard clacked back like applause. By the end of the year, my app was live. Early users signed up. Feedback came in. You pulled it off, Johnson? Said, shaking his head. Not yet, I said. This is just version 1. Still you did it. I leaned back, exhausted but proud. Every piece of this, I said, is stitched from pain. And ambition, he added. I smiled faintly. Mostly ambition. I had no family. Number? Love, no comfort. But I had something better than pity. I had momentum, and I wasn't. Your inbox is stacked again, Johnson said, tossing my phone onto the desk. I glanced at it. Clients or investors? Both, he grinned. Look at you, Meister. Wanted man. Smirked, sipping cold coffee. Not bad for a failure, huh? Laughed. That word doesn't fit you anymore. Still echoes, I admitted. Her father made sure of that, and turned the echo into fuel, he said. The calls came daily now. Can you consult on our platform? One CEO asked. Yes, I said without hesitation. What's your rate? I named a number that would have scared me 6 months ago. Done, he replied. When the call ended, I leaned back, stunned. They didn't even negotiate. Johnson chuckled. That's called respect. Feels strange, I admitted, like I stole it. No, he said. Shh, you earned it. At a cafe, I overheard two men whispering. That's him, one said, nodding toward me. The startup guy, the other asked. Yeah, the one who flipped everything in a year. I pretended not to hear, but inside, my chest swelled. Once, the room wasn't laughing at me. It was watching me. Yet nights were heavy. You ever feel lonely? I asked Johnson one evening. Lonely? He asked. You've got work, clients, respect. Exactly, I said. Shh. But none of it. Hugs back. He studied me. You still miss her. I exhaled slowly. I miss who I was with her, the man who still believed in love, and now I believe in work. That can't be all. It has to be, I said. Love was the crack. They slipped through. Work is solid. He shook his head. Even solid ground needs warmth. Not for me, I muttered. Investors started calling. We see potential, one said. What do you offer? I asked. Capital, mentorship, growth. And what do you want? Equity. I leaned forward. I didn't crawl through betrayal. To give my soul away cheap? The investor smiled. We'll go far. After the call, I laughed to myself. I never thought anyone would say that to me. Emails flooded in. Can you speak at our event? Will you mentor our team? Can we feature your story? Each message pulled me higher. Johnson scrolled through them. People mocked you once. Now they beg for your words. Strange taste, I said. Respect. Bitter, sweet, lonely. Lonely? He asked again. Yes, I admitted. What good is applause if no one shares the stage? Someone will, he said. I shook my head. Not again. Once burned. Twice ashes. One night I found myself staring at my reflection again. Are you happy? I asked him. The reflection didn't answer. I thought success would taste like freedom, but it tastes like silence. I rubbed my face. The price. Maybe becoming someone means losing the man who still believed in love. The next day, a client asked me, What drives you? Proving people wrong? I said. Is that enough? I hesitated. For now? He nodded. For now is fine, but don't let revenge be your only compass. His words stuck at dinner. Johnson pushed me. You ever think about forgiving them? Forgiving? I nearly choked. Never. Not for them, for you. I don't need forgiveness. I need momentum. Momentum isn't peace, he said. I'll take motion. Over stillness any day, I replied. He sighed. Then keep running. Another week, another deal closed. Congratulations, the client said. You're going to be huge. I smiled politely. We'll see. But when the call ended, I whispered to myself, I'm already bigger than I was. That's enough. Still, at night, her face crept back. Lily's smile. Daniel's laugh. Her father's scorn. I clenched my fists. No, you don't get to haunt me anymore. Yet the ghosts lingered. Success has a taste, I told the empty room. But it doesn't fill the hunger. Maybe it never would. But at least I wasn't starving anymore. Johnson tossed a newspaper onto my desk. You seen this? I scanned the headline. Major construction firm faces collapse. My chest tightened. That's his company. Yep, Johnson said. Lily father, looks like the king's crown slipped. Set the paper down. What happened? Bad investments? Debt? Lawsuits? They're circling bankruptcy. I leaned back, exhaling slowly. So it's true. Don't sound surprised. I'm not, I said. Men like him think they're untouchable. But arrogance is expensive. Johnson smirked. You taste that? Karma. It's bitter. I admitted. I thought I'd feel lighter. Maybe it's not about you, he said. Maybe it's just balance. Later that week, I overheard two clients at a cafe. You hear about Morgan, one whispered. Yeah, his empire's collapsing. Serves him right. Treated everyone like dirt. I sipped my coffee, hiding a smile. For once, the whispers weren't about me. That night, Johnson called out from the couch. Guess who else is in the news? Who? Anna and Daniel. I froze. What about them? Rumors? Divorce papers? Something about betrayal. I laughed bitterly. Poetic. You don't want details? No, I said. I already know the ending. Betrayal doesn't stop once it starts. Still, Johnson said, feels like a twist of the knife. Not for me, I replied. For them. A week later, an old mutual friend messaged me. You hear about Anna? He typed. What now? I replied. She left him. Said he cheated. I stared at the screen, shaking my head. Of course he did. Crazy, huh? The friend added. Not crazy, I typed back. Inevitable. Johnson watched me read the message. You good? Yeah, I said. You don't look it. Not angry, I said slowly. Just empty. You thought this would feel sweeter. Exactly? And it doesn't? No. It feels sad. Predictable. One evening, a business partner brought it up during a call. You knew Morgan once, didn't you? He asked. Double quotes. Yes. Guess you dodged a bullet. People say he burned bridges everywhere. Yeah, I said. I remember. Well, he's paying for it now. I muted the mic for a moment, whispering to myself, he is. Johnson knocked on my door later. You okay? I thought watching them fall would heal me, I admitted. And doesn't. It just proves the universe has its own justice. That's not enough. It's enough to let me move on, I said. But at night, I still wrestled with ghosts. You betrayed me, I muttered to the dark. And now you betray each other. That's who you are. For the first time, the words didn't sting. They freed me. The news kept coming. Lawsuits piling against Morgan. Creditors circling. Projects abandoned. Johnson read aloud from his phone. He's losing everything. I nodded. I remember when he told me I was nothing. Funny how fast tables turn. Feel like calling him? No, I said. Silence is the loudest answer. One morning an email arrived. Subject meeting. Request urgent. Sender Morgan. I stared at it for a long time. Johnson noticed. That from him? Yes. What does he want? Johnson raised his eyebrows. You gonna give it? I closed the laptop. Not yet. Waiting for what? For the right moment? I looked out the window, the city lights flickering like fireflies. Karma had come, and I was... The phone rang late at night, cutting through the silence of my office, stared at the screen, recognizing the name instantly. For a moment, I thought my eyes deceived me. But no, it was real, I answered. Hello? A faint, tired breath reached. Me. It's me. His voice was weaker than I remembered, like the weight of years and failures had drained it. Didn't expect you'd call me. I said, my tone sharp, cautious. I wouldn't, if I had another choice. He coughed. We need your help. I almost laughed. The same man who once looked me in the eye and told me I'd never be anything was now reaching for my hand. We? I asked. Or just you? My company, he muttered. My family. Everything's falling apart. One wrong investment. Too much debt, the board is restless. I thought, maybe you could... His words faded. Maybe I could... What? I pressed. Save you? Silence? Then, yes. I leaned back in my chair, staring. At the ceiling, 1,000 memories clawing at me. His contempt, his mockery. The way he dismissed me when I had nothing. And now this? You realize, I said slowly, the irony of this call? I do, his voice cracked. But pride doesn't pay bills. Pride doesn't keep people employed. You've built something. I've heard it. I've seen it. Your expertise, your capital, whatever you can bring. I chuckled under my breath. So the king has fallen off his throne. Don't mock me. His tone carried more plea than anger. I wouldn't be calling if it weren't dire. You hated me, I reminded him. You hated what I stood for. Now you're asking. For a lifeline? I was wrong. The admission came out like broken glass. I misjudged you. I misjudged everything. For a second, I didn't know whether to feel triumphant or sick. You don't sound like the man I knew, I said, because I'm not. He paused. Time changes men. Failure changes them faster. I let the silence stretch, enjoying the weight of his desperation. But then something stirred inside me's. Something dangerous. Curiosity. What's the catch? I asked. No catch. Just a meeting tomorrow, noon, my office. Why would I walk into the lion's den? Because, he said, voice almost breaking, I'm not the lion anymore. The call ended. I sat in my office, staring at the deadline, torn between rage and fascination. Morning light streamed through my blinds, but I hadn't slept. I replayed his words again and again. Part of me wanted to ignore him. Part of me wanted to see the fall with my own eyes. By noon, I found myself outside his office building. It looked smaller, weaker, like the soul had been sucked out of it. I walked in. His secretary looked surprised. He's expecting you, she said, voice subdued. I entered his office. He sat behind the desk, shoulders slumped, eyes hollow. The mighty had fallen. You came, he said, almost relieved. I'm still not sure why, 'cause you wanted. To see me like this? He said bitterly. And because maybe part of you still wants to prove me wrong, face to face? I smirked. You already proved yourself wrong. He gestured at the chair across from him. Sit. Let's talk. I stayed standing. Talk, he exhaled. We're bleeding money. Partners are pulling out. Rumors of bankruptcy spread faster than truth. I thought I had control, but I don't. I need an investor. I need someone who knows how to rebuild. And do you think that's me? Yes, I studied him carefully. You had power. You had respect. You had everything. Why not call one of your old friends, or the ones you toasted with when I was nothing? They're gone. His voice broke. It vanished the moment the cracks appeared. That's the truth of loyalty in this world. Why should I care? I asked flatly. What's in it for me, other than the satisfaction of watching you drown? Because you're not like me. His eyes locked on mine. You fought too hard to be cruel. You want victory, yes, but not by stepping over corpses. His words stung. It's not because they were true, but because they dared to define me. Don't know me anymore, I said coldly. Then let me. He leaned forward. Give me a chance. Help me. We can both come out stronger. I clenched my jaw. Every instinct screamed to walk away, but another voice whispered. This was power. Real power, I'll think about it, I said finally. He nodded, as if even that sliver of hope was a gift. Thank you. I turned to leave. Before I stepped out, I glanced back at him, smaller than ever, drowning in the ruins of his empire. The first time, I wondered if revenge was enough. I pushed open the door. The same polished office, but it felt smaller now. His eyes flicked up, hollow, tired. You came, he muttered, almost surprised. I did, I said flatly, though I'm not sure why. 'Cause I asked, he replied, forcing authority. Into his frail tone, no. I leaned against the chair opposite his desk, because I was curious. Curious how a man who once laughed at me could sound this desperate. His fingers tapped the mahogany surface. You think I'm desperate? I don't think, I said. I know. He swallowed. Fine. Yes. Things have changed. Changed? I smirked. That's a polite way of saying collapsed. He stiffened. Words won't solve anything. I need a solution. And you think I'm the solution? Yes, he admitted. You built something from nothing. People trust you. They follow you. My company needs that. I leaned forward. Your company or you? His voice cracked. Both. The silence stretched. I remembered his voice. Years ago. Mocking, dismissive. You'll never make it, boy. That echo clashed with the man slumping before me now. You once told me, I said slowly, that I'd never sit at this desk. His jaw tightened. I was wrong. Wrong? I almost laughed. That's all you have? After years of crushing me? He rubbed his forehead. If pride could save me, I'd cling to it. But it won't. I need help. Why me? Because, he said, eyes locking on mine, you became what I couldn't stop. And because the people who once believed in me believe in you now? The weight of his words pressed against me. For a second I almost pitied him. I sat back. So what's your proposal? He slid a folder across the desk. His hand shook. I opened it. Financial reports. Debts. Liabilities stacked like corpses. You're drowning, I said. Yes. And you want me to save you? Yes. Why shouldn't I let you sink? His lips trembled. Because hundreds of workers depend on this company. Families. People with no fault in my mistakes. You let me fall, they fall too. Don't. Guilt me, I snapped. It's not guilt, he said softly. It's truth. I closed the folder.
So here it is. You're asking me to buy you out.
His eyes darted. Not by partner. I chuckled bitterly. Partner you with me? Yes, you insulted me, mocked me, crushed me, and now you want to sit beside me. Not beside, he whispered. Behind. For a moment I didn't. Breathe. The once mighty man now bowed his head. You realize what you're asking? I said, double quotes. Yes. And you're willing to sign it away if it saves what I built? What you built, I shot back. No. What they built. The workers. You just sat here, cashing their sweat into comfort? He lowered his gaze. Maybe. But I can't lose it. You already did. His head jerked up. Then why are you here? If you believe that, why come? I stared at him, to see it with my own eyes, to watch you beg. His face burned. You enjoy this? Enjoy. I shook my head. No, but I won't deny it. It feels like balance. He clenched his fists. So what now? I reached into my briefcase and pulled out my own folder. Papers crisp, contracts ready. I laid them on the desk. What's this? He asked. My terms? He hesitated. Your terms. Yes. You don't get to set the rules anymore. He opened the folder. His eyes scanned, widening. You want controlling interest? I want ownership. That means his voice cracked. That means it won't be mine. It hasn't been yours for a long time. His hands trembled on the papers. You're taking everything. No, I said calmly. I'm keeping it alive. It can stay as a figurehead, if your pride needs it. But real power ends here. You'd strip me like this? Like you stripped me? Like you humiliated me? He exhaled slowly. Maybe I deserve it. Yes, I said. You do. We sat in silence. The ticking clock filled the room. Finally, he whispered. If I sign, what happens to me? You fade, I replied, quietly. The world forgets you. But the company survives, and if I don't, then it burns. With you at the center. He closed his eyes. You've become ruthless. No, I said. I became necessary. He looked at me, eyes red. You sound like me once. Maybe, I admitted. But with one difference, I remember what it felt like to be crushed. I won't do that to those workers. He nodded faintly. Then sign I must. He picked up the pen. His hand hovered. Do you take pleasure in this moment? Thought, pleasure? No. Vindication? Yes. He pressed the pen to paper. His signature crawled across the line. When he dropped the pen, his shoulders sagged. It's done. I gathered the documents, sliding them into my case. As I rose, he whispered, You've won. No, I said firmly. I survived. There's a difference. He didn't answer. His eyes stayed fixed on the desk as if carved into it. I turned toward the door. My hand touched the knob, then paused. You know, I said without looking back. The day you told me I'd never be good enough, it haunted me. But now, it's fuel. He didn't reply. I opened the door, stepping into the hallway. The air outside felt lighter. For the first time, I wasn't the boy he dismissed. I was the man sliding papers across his desk, and as the door closed, behind me, I realized the truth. I hadn't just signed a contract. I'd rewritten. I froze the moment the door opened. Hello, she said, her voice trembling. Anna. My reply was flat, stripped of warmth. You came. I didn't come for you. I came for closure. She swallowed, her hands twisting together. I needed to see you, please. Just let me explain. Explain? I leaned against the chair, forcing calm. You think words can rewrite what you did? Her eyes darted to the floor. I was young, pressured. My father, I cut her off. Don't blame him. You had a choice. You chose Daniel. You chose money. I chose survival, she whispered. I almost laughed. Survival. In your mansion, with your luxury cars, you think that was survival? Her lips quivered. You don't understand the pressure I was under. I leaned forward. No, Anna. You don't understand the pressure I was under working night shifts, building from nothing while you mocked me. Tears welled in her eyes. I didn't mock you. I was scared of being poor. She nodded faintly. Yes, I shook my head. At least you're honest now. I'm sorry, she said, voice breaking. I think about it. Every day about you, about us. There is no us anymore. She stepped closer. But can't you see? I never stopped caring. Caring? My tone sharpened. When you stood by while your father tore me apart? When you smiled next to Daniel while I was left with nothing? Her face crumpled. It wasn't real. None of it. Daniel and I, we were never happy. That's not my problem. Her eyes searched mine, but it matters to me. You were the one I raised a hand. Don't say it. She hesitated. Loved. The word landed like a blade, but I didn't flinch. If you loved me, Anna, you would have fought for me. I was weak, she whispered, and I was strong enough for both of us. But strength wasn't what you wanted. Silence stretched. The sound of the clock ticking filled the room. She tried again. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I just want you to know I regret it all. I exhaled slowly. Regret doesn't erase betrayal. I know, her tears spilled. But do you hate me? I stared at her, this woman who once held all the power to break me. No, I don't hate you. Hope flickered in her eyes. Then maybe, but I don't love you either. The flicker died. You've changed. I had to. You taught me to. Her voice cracked. Do you ever think what if things had been different? Every man thinks about what ifs, I admitted. But then he learns to let go. I let go of you long ago. She pressed a hand to her chest as though trying to hold herself together. I don't know how to let go. That's your battle, not mine. She moved closer, desperation in her voice. Just tell me one thing. When you think of me, do you ever miss me? I inhaled sharply, then answered with brutal honesty. No, I miss the man I was when I loved you, but I don't miss you. Her shoulders slumped. I destroyed everything, didn't I? Yes, I said, but not me. Not anymore. She bit her lip, trembling. If I had chosen you, you didn't. That's the only truth that matters. Her tears fell freely now. I thought you'd still be angry. I didn't expect this coldness. It's not coldness. It's peace. Her voice turned desperate.
What?
But don't you remember the nights we dreamed together? The promises? Remember, I said softly, but memory doesn't bind me anymore. It reminds me of who I was and who I'll never be again. She shook her head. You're harder now. No, I'm free. Her lips trembled. Free of me. Free of needing you. Silence thickened again. Finally she whispered, Then I've truly lost you. You lost me years ago. She backed away, her voice barely audible. I thought maybe, just maybe, we could find something again. There's nothing left to find. Her breath hitched. Do you hate Daniel? No, I thank him. He saved me from wasting my life waiting for you. She blinked rapidly, as if my words struck harder than any slap. Anna, I said quietly, you wanted a man with power. Look at me now. I became more than your father ever imagined, but I did it without you. Her face twisted with regret. And I became nothing. That was your choice, she whispered. Do you ever forgive me? I stood, steady and unshaken. Forgiveness isn't mine to give. It's yours to earn from yourself. She turned away, shoulders shaking. I wish I could go back. You can't. She looked back at me one last time. Then this is goodbye? Yes. My voice didn't waver. Her lips parted as though to say more, but she stayed silent. She walked out slowly, each step heavy with regret. The door shut and I stood alone. A moment I let the silence wash over me. I didn't feel anger. I didn't feel sorrow. I don't need revenge, I told Johnson, tapping the folder of contracts. You're sure? He asked. I'm sure, I said. I'm done arguing with ghosts. What do you need then? Quiet, I said. And work that keeps. It's word. We rode the elevator to the boardroom I now owned. You could throw a victory speech, he said. I could, I said, but I won't. You could post the signatures, I could, I said, but I won't. He smirked. New power looks calm on you. It's not calm, I said. It's focus. The board waited. Rustled. Start with people, I said. The CFO frowned. Our cash position. I'll fund payroll, I said. Suppliers in 10 days, wages on time, a project manager whispered. You mean it? I keep promises, I said. Morgan stood near the window, smaller than memory. Thank you for coming, he said. I met his eyes and said nothing. He cleared his throat. You saved them. I stabilized them, I said. They'll save the company. He exhaled. I thank you. I nodded. Status, I said. The coup lifted a sheet. 3 sites at risk. Killed the Vanity Tower, I said. Restart the hospital. Pause them all. That will anger investors. They can read. The math, I said. When the room emptied, Morgan hovered. May I apologize? He asked. You signed, I said. That's apology enough. I called you a failure, he whispered. You did, I said. I was cruel. I let the word hang. He searched my face. Do you hate me? No, I said. Hate is noisy. How do you carry this? Quietly, I said. Forward. Reporters waited in the corridor. Statement. One asked. People first, I said, walking. Anything else? Another called. No, I said. In the elevator, Johnson grinned. Silence as strategy. Silence as mercy, I said. My phone buzzed. Unknown number, Johnson said. I answered, yes. Daniel's voice crackled. I heard about the takeover and I asked. Congratulations, he said. I'm sorry. I said nothing. Can we meet? He asked. No, I said. 5 minutes. No, I repeated. I miss my friend. My friend died in your apartment, I said. He went quiet. I deserve that. I ended the call. Johnson watched me slide the phone away. Final necessary, I said. We toured the yard. Sparks hissed. A foreman hurried over. We finished? No, I said. You're protected. We've heard that line, he muttered. You'll see it on payday, I said. He nodded, then we'll build. Back at my office, Morgan waited by the door. I wanted to say thank you, he started. I nodded. He kept talking. I mistook volume for strength. Strength is follow-through, I said. He swallowed. I'll stay out of the way. It's best, I said. Johnson leaned on the frame. Press wants a quote. We can print our schedule, I said, not my feelings. Laughed. You really are done with noise. I spent years drowning in it, I said. We walked to the cafe that once felt like a lifeboat. The barista smiled. Back to black. Back to black, I said. I saw the headlines. She whispered, proud of you. Thank you, I said. We took the corner table. I opened my laptop. Johnson pointed at the checklist. Vacation. Not running from anything, I said. I'm walking toward better work. What does better mean now? Clean books, honest bids, paid crews, I said. And no altars to anyone's ego? He thumped the table. Amen, the bell chimed. Anna stepped in. Johnson stood. I'll be outside. She approached. Can I sit? For a minute, I said. I heard about the papers. She said I signed them. I said he thanked you. I heard, I said. You won. I healed, I said. She studied my face. You won't gloat? I don't need to, I said. Do you feel anything? Peace, I said. For me? For me, I said. She looked down. I'm sorry again. I hope you forgive yourself, I said. Do you? I don't carry you anymore, I said. She rose. Then goodbye. Goodbye, I said. Outside, Johnson rejoined me. You okay? I'm steady, I said. Steady looks good on you. It feels earned, I said. Afternoon slid into evening. We returned for a final round with the team. Timeline? The coup asked. 30 days to stabilize, 90 to grow, I said. Communications? The HR lead asked. Transparent? Memos, weekly town halls, I said. No spin? Vendors, the CFO asked. Pay the small ones first, I said. They bleed fastest. He nodded. Understood. As we wrapped, Morgan lingered again. Keep wanting to say more. He said, You don't need to, I said. I feel I owe you words. You owed me respect, I said. We're square. He flinched. Thank you anyway. I nodded. Night washed the glass in the lobby. We stood there watching the city breathe. Johnson broke the quiet. So what's the headline in your head? Promises kept, I said. That's it? It's everything, I said. He nudged me. Say it once, out loud. What? I asked. But you're not a failure, I smiled. I don't need to say it. Humor me, he said. I'm not a failure, I said softly. He exhaled. There it is. I tucked the signed papers under my arm and walked to the door. You giving the press one last line? He asked. One, I said. What line? Work begins, I said. We stepped into the night. The city didn't cheer. It didn't need to. I had a warm cup, a paid crew, a quiet office, and a future that asked for action, not noise. Silence walked beside me like an ally, and dignity steadied my steps. That was enough. I can't believe you're actually walking away, Anna said. I didn't turn back. Believe it. You're just going to leave everything behind. Everything behind me was never mine to begin with, she followed. Me down the corridor, her heels striking like impatient drums. You think this makes you free? I don't think, I said. I know. Her voice cracked. You don't understand. I understand more than I ever wanted to. Stopped at the glass doors, the world outside gleaming brighter than I remembered. I gave him the papers. I saved what he built. That's enough. Anna grabbed my arm. And what about me? I faced her. Her eyes were wet, desperate. What about you? You can't just walk away from us. There is no us. Her. Breath caught. I loved you. You loved the boy you could control. The man standing here doesn't belong to you anymore. She looked down, whispering, You're cruel. No, I said. For once, I'm honest. The doors slid open and sunlight poured in. My reflection on the glass looked unfamiliar, calmer, stronger mine. Anna called after me, You'll regret this. I stepped outside, letting the air hit my face. I've regretted enough already. A shadow fell across me. His voice older, weaker, called from behind. Wait, I turned. He stood at the doorway, shoulders slouched. The once mighty man now leaning on the frame as if it held him upright. I wanted to say his throat worked around the words, Thank you. The word sounded foreign coming from him. I walked closer, but only enough for him to hear me. You don't owe me gratitude, I do, he said. His eyes softened, almost human. I thought you'd want revenge. I did, I admitted. Once. And now I want peace. He nodded, gaze dropping. You've become the man I never thought you'd be. I almost laughed. Funny, I became him the moment I stopped needing you to see it. His lips trembled, but no reply came. Silence stretched between us like a wall. Neither of us cared to climb. Finally, I said, Take care of her. I will, he whispered. I left them standing together in that doorway, the man who doubted me, and the woman who betrayed me. They belonged to each other now, bound by regrets I didn't need to carry anymore. Outside, the city buzzed. People moved fast, unaware of the storm I had just walked through. For the first time, I wasn't trying to catch up with them. I was moving at my own pace. A friend's voice echoed in my memory. One day you'll stop fighting their war and start living your own. That day had come. I headed toward the street. Cab pulled up, the driver leaning out. Need a ride? I shook my head. Not this time. He frowned. Where are you going then? Forward, he chuckled, thinking I was joking. All right, good luck. I kept walking. Each step felt lighter, as if the ground itself pushed me on. Later, at the cafe across from the river, I sat with a cup of black coffee. The waitress asked, "Waiting for someone?" "No," I said, smiling, "just myself." She tilted her head amused before moving on. I stared at the water, kept flowing, not caring who stood on its banks. That was freedom, to keep moving no matter who watched, no matter who doubted. My phone buzzed. Messages filled the screen anew, unknown numbers, desperate attempts to pull me back. I powered it off. Silence. Finally, when evening fell, I walked. Home. My apartment was bare, quiet, but it was mine. No shadows of their world lingered here. I poured a glass of water, leaned on the counter, and said out loud, "You're free." The words echoed. For once, they didn't sound like a lie. The next morning, I met Marcus at the gym. He eyed me as I wrapped my hands. "You look different, do I?" "Yeah, lighter." He smirked. "What happened? You finally killed the ghosts." "Not kill," I said. "Buried." He laughed. "Good. About time." We sparred, fists flying, sweat dripping, the sound of gloves against pads grounding me in the present. No past, no wait just now. After, Marcus slapped my shoulder. "So what's next?" I thought about it, then grinned. "Whatever I want." Damn right that night, I sat at my desk. A blank notebook lay open. I picked up the pen, staring. At the empty page, no orders, no expectations, no lies, just possibility. I wrote one sentence. "This is mine." For the first time, I believed it. The city outside hummed, but inside, silence wrapped me like armor. I didn't need their approval. I didn't need revenge. I had something better. I had myself. And that. The kettle clicked. I watched steam rise and felt nothing clawing at my throat. "Sleep?" Johnson asked. "I did," I said. "No nightmares." "That's new," he said. "It is," I said, pouring 2 mugs. "Sugar, too," he said. "And a toast." "To what?" "To whatever this is," he said. "Calm." "Peace," I said. I finally recognized my own voice. He sipped. "So this is success? This is breakfast?" I said. "Success is what lets it stay simple. You're not chasing headlines anymore." "I'm chasing quiet," I said. "And outcomes that don't need applause." He tapped the folder. "Payroll." "Paid early," I said. "Vendors too. Small ones first." "Why?" "Because I remember waiting," I said. "Choosing between food and fuel." He exhaled. "You ever think of calling him?" "No," I said. "Silence keeps the peace intact. And Anna, I wish her healing," I said. From a distance, raised his mug. To distance, to clarity, I said. My phone buzzed. A new number flashed. "Answer." Johnson asked. "I will," I said, tapping speaker. "Hello?" "Good morning," a woman said. "I'm Ria, from Summit Collective. Would you keynote?" "What's the topic?" I asked. "Comeback stories," she said. "I'll speak," I said. "But not gossip. We want method," she said. "How you rebuilt." "Then yes," I said. "Systems, not villains." "Perfect," she said. Johnson smirked. "Saint of silence. Architect of it," I said. We drove to the yard. The foreman waved us over. "Boss, the hospital needs steel by Friday," he said. Supplier's nervous. "Call him," I said. "Put me on," a voice crackled. "Hello, this is me," I said. "Half today, half on delivery? No surprises?" He hesitated. "Uncommon." "So is honest work," I said. "Make it common." "Deal." The foreman grinned. "Morale climbs when bills get paid." "People build better when worry is quiet," I said. Back at the office, my junior dev, Zara, poked in. "Got a minute?" "For you, yes," I said. "Why?" "Keep the platform free for freelancers," she asked. "Because money should flow down, not only up," I said. "That's not how investors think." I'm not their monument, I said. Only their partner when values match. Teach me where courage beats fear. It doesn't. Beat it, I said. It walks anyway. She smiled. Then I'll walk. Johnson leaned in. Lunch? Street stand, I said. I missed the old sauces. Outside, a delivery rider skidded to a stop near us. His strap frayed. You good? I asked. Barely, he said. Rent's a fist. I know that fist, I said, tightening the strap. Take this. I pressed cash into his palm. He blinked. Why? Because someone once should have, I said. He whispered thanks and sped off. We ate on the curb. You ever wake up angry anymore? Johnson asked. Not today, I said, and tomorrow. If anger knocks, I'll give it tea and show. It out hostile hospitality, he laughed. Gentle discipline, I said. Back at my desk, an email waited. Press request. Tell all. I deleted it. Zara returned with a marker. Metrics. 3 that matter, I said. Time saved, fraud blocked, wages cleared, and for you. Breaths without dread, I said. Meals that taste like food. Ship still Friday? Ship today, I said. Perfect enough beats perfect later. Evening folded over. The city, Marcus texted. Jim. I replied, yes. I owed the bag a conversation. At the gym, he eyed me. Look empty in a good way. I'm done carrying strangers in my chest, I said. We worked rounds. Leather thud. Dead between sets, he asked. When does justice feel real? When I stop narrating it, I said. When the work stands and does it, it does, I said. Quietly, we cooled down on the steps. So success, he said. Define it. Peace that survives mornings, I said. Peace without witness. Sustainable peace, he said. Sober peace, I said. Night smelled like rain. We parted with a fist bump. On my walk home, I passed the bench where I once counted coins. The wood was the same. It wasn't. My phone buzzed again. Message from an unknown. Proud of. You, keep going. It's no name. I didn't need one at home. At home, I opened the balcony door. The city breathed. I called Johnson, still awake. I asked. Always, he said. Status.com, I said. A different kind of success. The kind that doesn't trend, he said. The kind that lets me sleep, I said. You writing tonight? A line or two, I said. Read me one. I looked at the blank page and spoke as I wrote. I survived what tried to shape me into bitterness, and I chose craft. Frame that, he said. I already did, I said. In my habits. Proud of you, cousin. I know, I said. Thank you for staying. It's always, he said, and hung up. I set the notebook down and leaned on the rail. Is this it? I asked the dark. Is this justice? Wind moved past my face like an answer. I closed the balcony door. It is, I said. It's not the shout. It's the after. Inside, I turned off the lights and let quiet bloom. Money mattered. Company mattered. Neither defined me. What defined me was the morning waiting without teeth. I smiled in the dark. See you, morning. And the night felt gentle